Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War campaign, was it now, 25, week 4. So today, main game plan, mostly clear all the dailies, weeklies, normal stuff. We got ourselves both a Wild Plains Journey event and a Wild Plains Underspire. Running somewhat similar teams for both, with the main exception being that we don't really need Hornbreaker for the Underspire. So we're probably going to go and spam that one thing that creates a bunch of yellow every single turn and be able to go down that route. Anyways, hope you all have been having a wonderful, wonderful week. Hello, Mulu. Hello, yeah. Hello, Chad. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Define. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, so since we're already in this menu, might as well start here. I don't think I can change this team at all. This is already the high rarity one. Actually, I say that. Yeah, we don't have an option that hits all enemies for this event, do we? I guess we do go for Hornbreaker into a Ketris, because that will get the triple kill. So we actually will leave it in this order. That's fine. Okay, so I don't think I need to change anything then. We have 50% mana star off of Shaman. When you get deeper, you might want to replace out Shaman for something tankier. But keep in mind, for this event, you cannot run the 50% mana start troop. The 50% mana start troop is what, a green-blue, if I'm not mistaken? So you cannot use it in the brown restriction. You can for Underspire, but you can't for the current Journey event. So you are restricted to basically have to use Shaman, most likely. Otherwise, you lose a lot of speed. Whereas the one for Underspire, you could just replace it out for the 50% mana start troop and replace your hero for something tankier like Elementalist or Geomancer or whatever else you want to end up running with it. But anyways, let's go with it. But thank you, Chad and Tyrion, for the continued support. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Look, you finally buy a sub now. Oh yeah, isn't it on mobile now? I saw that on the back end of YouTube. I know they've been doing a bunch of things lately, and there was like a notification at the top like, hey, iOS and Android people will be able to start buying memberships now. But thank you, greatly appreciated. Apparently they finally got all the logistics done for whatever they need to do on that end of those platforms probably taking whatever cut they're taking. I have no clue what the percent is for those. But they probably had to cut some kind of deal with them to be able to get through. Don't those apps charge like a super huge fee or something? Because I know what company ended up having like a bunch of issue with it. I think it was Epic Games or something. I can't remember. It was like someone who had like almost a lawsuit with Apple because of, like the surcharges they have on mobile or something. Oh, what do we need to do here? We need I'll take the red there. Pretty much just rush Wand of Stars and get everything rolling. We're mostly looking for a Ketris the Bull angle. Get a triple kill off of Ketris and then go straight into the one tap on the other guy. Or actually the other way around so that we can get the extra turn from the brown that ends up creating. Yeah, YouTube's always late to everything. One other thing I noticed too is collaborations are on YouTube now. They end up adding on some video thingies. It seems pretty easy to set up as well. But hello Stacy, hello Hickman, hello everyone, welcome, welcome. But yeah, YouTube's been doing a lot of updates recently. Hard to keep track of them all. Feels like every week they roll something out lately. The Glab thing is borrowing from Twitch. Yeah, they're like 5 to 10 years behind of everything that Twitch does. But yeah, isn't it on Twitch you can like multi-stream with like multiple people in a group? They have something like that. I don't think YouTube has it for streaming yet. I think it's only for videos. But maybe it is possible for streams as well. Because that would have been nice for like the Power World streams and everything back when we were doing it like Cookie, Genki, Isabel and everyone. Oh, I just realized they're divided right now. Did I do that? Oops. You shouldn't do that when you're using Ketris the Bull team because they need to be directly adjacent to each other for it to do damage. So I got to make sure not to accidentally hit the one in the middle. That is very bad. We should hit either the first slot or the last slot and then use Ketris the Bull to kill the other 3 that are still remaining. Even if that means not taking the Valhawk there. Hello, Isabel. Speaking of, it was $3. Oh, okay. So that means they're charging up front then. Because my subscription on YouTube is only $2. So it seems like I still get my full cut, but they just charge more to the person who's getting it then. That's what Twitch does as well. Like, I think their bits cost like, I don't know, like $1.30 or $1.40, whatever it is, for like $1's worth or something similar. I mean, it seems like YouTube's doing the same thing. Oh, I just did it again. I need to stop doing that. I keep killing the middle one when I should be using Ketris to kill them all at the same time. All the evil hearts, yeah. That scuffed heart is still in there. I don't know, at some point I might need to go edit some of them. Especially since we haven't been doing Brighter Shores as much lately. Still been keeping tabs on that game. Obviously we still do stuff when it happens, but I think we still have like several icons dedicated to it. Actually, where is our list? Let's see. Yeah, we got all of these. Can you actually see these? Yeah, you can see some of them. And then there's all the YouTube ones. And then I think it goes down to just normal emotes. Where's the collapse this button? There it is. Let's see, what else has they added here? Show your support. No, that's just the thing. Q&A, start a poll. This one says new next to it. You can't see it because it's cut off. What is this? Members only live stream. Oh no, I wouldn't want to do that. We're not paywalling any content. But apparently they had that pretty recently, like a couple weeks ago. It's kind of weird that that wasn't already a thing, though. Yeah, last I recall on the YouTube membership things, I believe it's a 70-30 cut. Twitch is a 50-50 cut. So if you give someone $5, they're only getting $2.50. But I believe YouTube, you get to keep 70%. I'm not sure how that works on mobile version, though. Like, what on earth they're doing with that. But I know on PC, it's 70% you get to keep. Which is 20% more than Twitch. Oh yeah, thank you, Tyrion, for the shiny Pokemon as well. Yeah, I ended up claiming that too. Because I wasn't able to go to GameStop since I have no ride. Mom's still been trying to get adjusted to not be able to really move much. I think in the next week or two, she's going to be getting it scanned, or whatever that thing is called, where they, you know, look at the leg, scan it, all that, x-rays and everything, to see about how long it would take to repair and everything. Because we don't know if she'll even be able to walk again yet. Well, whenever that gets done, we'll probably know if it'll take like months to heal, years to heal, or never to heal. But they still haven't done the x-rays and everything for it yet. So, hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. When will we do a co-op stream with Isabel? Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing that. Does she have a channel these days? Has she started streaming? We could do Palia again or something. Though I probably won't be buying the next Pokemon game. I think I might just be skipping the entirety of Switch 2 at this point. They keep going like DLC heavy on everything. Like there's a couple things that are coming out, like the new Fire Emblem that's like somewhat half decent. But honestly, I might just do a full generation skip like I did with Wii U. Also, thank you so much, Bulu, for the 10 gifted memberships. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. So, hello, Stacy. Hello, Natalie. Hello, Anita. Hello, Big Chris. Hello, Outlander. Hello, Rain. Hello, Lester. Hey, Lester. Hello, Jordan. Hello, Purple Pixie. Hello, Genki. Hey, Genki ended up getting one. Nice. Is she lurking, or was that from when she was recently in a stream? Is there a Genki lurking here? I think it does it based on people who recently watch your stream. I don't think you have to be actively actually watching at the exact moment in time, though. But she's been lurking. But yeah, there is some kind of event thing in a different game that I will be streaming around the time that Pokemon's coming out. So we'll be doing that instead of the Pokemon thing. The off stream I'll probably see what's going on with it. Plus Tyrion will probably keep me updated. Actually, Tyrion, are you getting Legends EA? Doesn't that come out in like 10 days or something? I don't think Iggy's here either. At least not yet. Let's see, what do we need here? Let's see. Actually, has Genki been doing anything on her channel lately? Haven't caught up with her in a while. Oh, so the only problem with this is it keeps going back into the troop. I wanted to go into Ketris, but it's not giving us enough mana. There we go. Yeah, let me know how it is. So far from what I've seen from it, honestly, it seems kind of average to me. Like, I don't hate it. But to spend like 570 bucks to go get like a full setup doesn't seem worth it yet. At least for me currently. Especially since money's a little bit tighter right now. Though with the Switch, it took me like 2 or 3 years before I bothered justifying getting one. Though they were also quite a bit cheaper. So, hello, Mr. Jesse. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, true. You could play it on Switch 1. I have a feeling performance would be so horrible on it though, wouldn't it? Because we're kind of designing it for Switch 2. Plus, I don't think you could play the Switch 1 version on Switch 2, can you? Because if I ever do get a Switch 2, then I'm kind of locked out of ever doing it on Switch 2. Because I'm obviously not going to buy it again. Just to play it on Switch 2. Hello, Blaze! Welcome, welcome. Vorpal's about to max in Brighter Shores. Wait, he got there already? I thought it was like 1,000 levels away. What did he have left that he just got so many levels so quickly? Like 2 weeks ago, he was like 1,000 levels away. Yeah, Brighter Shores didn't get an update today. I was planning on doing a stream for it tomorrow, but they didn't add anything. Because normally this day they would do some kind of update, but they didn't do anything. Oh, that's your plan as well? You're getting on Switch 1? Nice. I don't know, maybe I'll end up playing it. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do it at launch, though, if I do. Why not drive my mom's car? Mostly because my eyesight is really bad, and I currently don't have a driver's license. So I need to go get the whole process of getting a driver's license. But even then, my eyesight's just not really that good to be driving with. Like, I wouldn't trust myself to drive. Like, I know how to drive, I just legally can't drive at the moment. And even if I could, my eyesight's just really bad for it. Ooh, we're at the point where that doesn't one-shot anymore. That's kind of bad. I might need to reconsider this team slightly. Now that we've gotten deep enough where we can't get the triple one-shot. But that's a later issue, because for these next 4 battles, we should be fine with it like this. I don't know, a lot of my life I just haven't really needed to drive either. When I was in college, I just took public transportation. And since I've lived here, pretty much everything I ever needed has pretty much been in walking distance. A few things have been outside of it, but a good majority of everything's been in walking distance. Even though this place doesn't feel like a city, it is technically a city. Like, nearly everything you would ever need is within like a 5-mile distance. Even an airport. Though it's a little bit more than 5 miles, though, the airport. Though I have walked there before. Any good journey team for the later battles? I don't think there is much of an upgrade. Like, what do you really do with what we have? Like, for Underspire, yes. But for but for journey event, like, what do you use? It's literally just this the whole time. Like, maybe double up on Ketris the Bull because you've enchant if you have 2 of them. Like, you can do that if you want to do instead of Soothsayer. Because you have to keep Hornbreaker. Plus, he's good anyways. I guess you could go a damaging hero weapon. And go, like, Doomed Spade. So you can go, like, Doomed Spade into the kind of setup and go that way. But, yeah, there's not much. There's only 10 troops. And only half of them are even usable. So there's very little you could really adjust to. Like, you basically have to go, like, all in on Hornbreaker with a bunch of Soothsayers for the budget team. With maybe, like, the Doomed Spade because it's in Soulforge this week. Like, some team like that. Or do something around Catches the Bull, like we are here with the Hornbreaker, which you have to use anyways. Like, that's literally it. There's so few options, you don't really have a choice. For Underworld, or for, Underspire, you have a lot more options, though. But it's really, really, really restrictive journey event this time around. Put those oysters and brighter shores to good work. Gosh, I'm not even sure how big the stack is these days. I've been doing the AFK for cinnamon sticks in that game now too. And now that stack is getting so high. Because to be able to process it, you have to do like 3 hours of alchemy every single day, which obviously I have not been doing. Maybe like 10 minutes to 15 minutes at most. And the stack just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What is this? PvP? How did I already do a PvP battle? Oh! During the video earlier today, I was showing something. I was gonna say, how did I already do PvP? But when we recorded the weekly video, I did a PvP battle to see something real quick. The defend team thingy. I was gonna say, how did I do any PvP today? But that's how. It was during the morning video thingy. We're done with that. We're done with that. Underspire will do last after PvP. Dungeon will do now and already hit a trap. Wonderful. Let's see. Alright, there we go. At least only Curse. Curse doesn't really do much. At least Curse on its own. Obviously, Curse combined with other things is very problematic. Curse on its own doesn't really do anything at all, though. So we're fine. But yeah, Blaze Endo, did Vorpal ever say what he's doing after he's maxing? Is he quitting the game for a little bit, or is he maxing a second account? Because I believe he did a main account for his first one, so maybe he's going to go do an Iron Man or something, or a Lone Wolf, whatever it's called. What do we need here? We'll take that one over. Yeah, we are going to start doing some more content on the channel. I feel like lately we've only really been doing Gems of War kind of passively lately. We do kind of want to get into a bunch of other games again. Kind of like how we did pretty heavily in Brighter Shores at the end of the year last year. But since then, I haven't really done many other games like at all. And one game I was going to do this year got delayed to next year, which is Underspire 2. I'm considering kind of pivoting to old school RuneScape for a little bit again. And then after sailing, everything with that is done. We'll probably do quite a bit of Underspire 2, I would assume. That's just something else in between that we kind of move over to for a bit. I don't know. I don't really mind Gems of War. I still pretty much enjoy it. I do wish we would get some more better repeatable content. It's something they've been kind of lacking on in recent years. But the passive grind on the game's still been fun. Alright, we did that, we did that, we did that. Dungeon. Let's go over to PvP. We gotta go to Dragon, which is like the freest category you can ever get, pretty much. And that is it. Do we have double buff today? I believe we do. So I'm gonna go grab both of them. Yeah, we do. Let me grab both of them real quick, and then we'll head over to go take out the really easy dragon battle. Any new games you'd like to play in the future? Underspire 2 is definitely the main one on my list at the moment. Beyond that, I probably will do a playthrough of Silk Song at some point. I just don't really have an interest to do it like right when it came out. Obviously it came out like, what, a few weeks ago, a month ago or so. But at some point I will probably do a full playthrough like we did with Hollow Knight. Maybe not all endings, but definitely basic ending. Yeah, I've managed to avoid all spoilers for the game. I've not seen a single playthrough, a single thumbnail, a single anything. But based on the reviews, it does seem like it's good. Because last I checked, it's like 97% positive or something. So whatever they did good again. Have I been using Swift Talismans? No. I have like a billion of these stacked up. The Victory Talismans. Oh, wait, no, those aren't Swifts. But no, I have a lot of them stacked up. I haven't used a single talisman in several months. Honestly, since the new PvP system, I don't think I've used a single talisman. Like I did as soon as the new PvP system came out, but then after that week, I never touched them again. So I have a lot of talismans stacked up. I wonder if I'm actually capped out on any. I'm not sure if they ever do cap. I should go check. I like never even go in that menu. Let's go see what our stacks are at. Do they ever cap? I'll check after this battle. Why not use them? I guess we could at some point. It seemed like it would only be worth it if we were going for leaderboard, though. I don't see a reason to go for it unless we're trying to get leaderboard. And I kind of want to go and D-rank this time around. Because last week we got down to Ruby and then got a free win on Ruby. And I want to do the same again this week, going into next week, because it's Guild War week. So that way we could push next week on Guild War week and Ruby rank. But to be able to do that, we need to score bad enough in this week. Which is hard to tell. Yeah, we're almost at bottom cut. That's good. Stay there. Come on, I need more of these Zero doing their battles. Because ideally we need to be in this red area so that next week we just get a really easy win. Because competing with these people just generally isn't worth it. You normally need like almost 100,000 normally to get up there by the end of the week. And of course we can bypass that with a couple things like using the talismans and such. Speaking of which, let me go double check. What is the talisman at? How many talismans do I have? Yeah, I have 586 Swifts. And I have 2,709 double VPs. And this is the one that gets you a leaderboard. So yeah, that's a lot. Swift you generally shouldn't need though. Because normally you're going to have 50% mana start or something similar across your entire team anyways. But the double VP is very useful, especially if you're taking the 3 battle every single time. I forget where all these came from. Because I know for sure I didn't buy them through anything. Must have gotten them passively from something. But these two you get a ton of. Because this is for doing, what, the Citadel battles? And what were the Swift ones from? I don't remember. We keep getting those constantly. Alright, didn't we need a second buff? Oh yeah, these are where we get the VP ones. Where did the Swift ones come from? I don't remember now. Oh, are those from doing these battles? Is that from doing the Citadel battles? I think it is. So all the VP ones are coming from the monoliths, and all the Swift ones are coming from the Citadel battles. Alright, let's go get our spell reduction real quick. Just so we don't die on that one battle. And then, oh wait, what's the restriction? Yellow? Oh, that's free. I can just grab my middle team. Let me go grab it real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we can just copy paste this exact team. Luckily, it is also pure yellow. Get that spell reduction in there. Paste that in. Should be good to go. Don't think we need to change anything. Yep, good to go. Hello, Daniel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's it been going? Oh, my day's been going pretty well. Makes battles really fast. Yeah, 50% mana start when we don't otherwise have it, like for this team, would be pretty helpful. Because right now we have 0% Mana Star because we'd have to sacrifice an Essentia to put it on. And not to mention the Takshakas wouldn't have the 50% then. You just don't get a ton of them though. Like 500's not a lot. Like that's from like months upon months of stacking them. But if we really went hard in a week, we could consume all of those in a single week. Especially since we'd be winning at a quicker rate. Because you can win like what, on average 2 wins a minute, roughly. Maybe a little bit quicker with 50% Mana Star across your whole team. But at least 2 a minute, so it's 120 an hour. So, yeah, it's a lot. You would burn through that in literally a day. Like, those really wouldn't last that long if you tried consuming them. Do you think Rod is good to play in yellow and green PvP? Green more so you could use it with Truffle. Yellow, probably not so much. Because you have teams like this that you have access to, like double Tuck Shaka builds and everything. But it would be pretty solid in green. Mostly because of its Truffle synergy and everything. The biggest concern with it is whenever it misses its turn. But it's really good for boosting up a Truffle. Like if you're doing Truffle plus Rot in that order. It's just Rot on its own is just kind of meh. Like in a restriction where you have to use it, like Damon or what was the other one that he was? Because Damon is something else. But under those restrictions, it's fine. But when you have access to absolutely everything, you pretty much have to use him with Truffle. Just so he gets his full value. Because his mischance is just too high to try to use as your primary damage source. Especially when we have things like Flower Dragon and Stellaryx in the game. Like, those are also not guarantee extra turn. But they do so much value per cast that even if they skip their turn, does it really matter? Because you're already hitting for like 1 billion. So your turn being lost means pretty much nothing. Also, speaking of Essentia from earlier. And I'll just go like Wand of Stars or something since we're allowed to run any weapon here. As this is Dragon and not specifically Dragon's Guard, so we are able to go anything. Or Dragon's Claw, I mean. What do we need here? Just yellow. Probably go to a double yellow. Don't think we need anything fancy. And class can be probably just something for Dispel. Probably just go mech. Alright, good to go. Don't think we change anything else. Just double checking. Should be good to go. You really wanted to get Wand of Stars? Well, if you don't end up getting it soon from your Vault Keys, there is a Vault Event weekend soon. Not this weekend, but next week's weekend is Vault Event weekend. It's the main thing going on next week, right? I think it is, right? Yeah, next... Oh, no, sorry. Next week is Guild War. The week after next week is Vault Event weekend. The same week that the Halloween event's starting. The weekend before Halloween is Vault weekend. Never mind. I forgot. Next week's Guild War. Duh. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on the stream yet. I mentioned it in the video. But if you currently do not have a good build for Golvania, there is an insanely good mythic to go and bolster up your team. And it's Grey King. He's in Soulforge for the entirety of this week. So if you can scrap together the 4,000 diamonds and want to have a good troop for running Guild War if you don't already have it, it is by far your best option to get, regardless of what you already have. Unless you already have a copy of him, of course. But if you don't own him, where is he? Grey King. Somewhere's in all this mess. There's actually a couple good things into Soulforge this week. Piskia, Iron Gut. But as far as short term for helping for next week's Guild War, Grey King is so good. It destroys all gems of a chosen color, so you get to keep that as mana accumulation, as well as all the cascaded mana and everything. But then all enemies of that color end up getting hit for a bunch of true damage. And then the main thing that makes it really good is they're mana drained, silenced, and frozen. So they lose all their mana. They're going to get silenced, so they can't end up getting more mana anytime soon. And they're also frozen, so they're going to lose their extra turns quite often. It's really solid. Also gets to get a little bit for all undeads, which is not normally that good. But in the context of our 4x Golvania team, your whole team is going to be 3 times or 4 times undead. So you get a little bit more value from this. Also, one of the 2 values it does is magic, which of course is very useful since he's hitting all enemies simultaneously for true damage. And also has synergy with a lot of other undead that also hit all enemies for true damage, like Crimson Bat or something similar. Which is also the shiny of next Guild War as well, by the way. Crimson Bat, I believe it's getting Bleed from its 2nd perk. And going from 15 mana cost down to as low as 13. I'm definitely going to get it for next Guild War. Because the most ideal team would be to run some kind of hero weapon with Grey King, Crimson Bats, and that one Ghost that has 50% mana start to all undead. I forget its name. Like Ghost Queen, something. Yeah, the Ghost Queen. But the Ghost Queen has 50% mana start to all undead, which realistically in this game mode would be your entire team or your entire team minus hero. Also gets to steal some mana from an enemy and steals a bunch of life from them. So you can use this for even more mana drain if you didn't already have enough from Grey King. His ability is definitely nowhere near as good. You're mostly using it for its 50% mana start to get the whole team off the ground. But yeah, what's his name? It's in Soulforge, the Grey King, and the other thing you just have to get from keys. When we did the key opening video, we were able to get the Ghost Queen, which is nice. So we, of course, already had it. But if we didn't already have it, we would have gotten it from that, luckily. But you do have to go for pure RNG to get it, though, in the drop tables. So either go for it now while you can get the Rot Mythic, or wait until Friday so you can get the full wide drop table. Alright, what were we doing? Oh yeah, PvP. Let me go finish up PvP, and then we'll go do Underspire then. If we have some time, I'll go clear out all of our vault keys, because I think we still have a handful left. Still got like a whole another 2 weeks to go clear them, but we'll clear them out tonight. Yeah, anyone who has Spear 4,000 diamonds and don't have Grey King yet, definitely worth considering if you want to help out your guild. Unless your guild's not really taking Guild Wars too seriously. But if your guild is actually trying to win Guild Wars, highly advise getting Grey King, scrapping the resources for that. Is by far the strongest option you would run for every team, regardless of what other options you have. Like, the power of Grey King compared to your second best option is huge, how much better he is. Like, you can still play the next Guild War without Grey King, but it'll be very, very easy with them. Or at least substantially easier. It's still not guaranteed win. Still a lot of things that can kind of counter him out. Most notably immune to mana drain and silence. Because that might have to force you to have to use Elemental as hero class or something with a stun and or curse. Because it's really important for him to get silence mana drain. It's not too big a deal if they have immune to freeze. But his gimmick is really heavily based on being able to land silence and mana drain. So if the whole enemy team has immune to that, that's very problematic for him. Which is probably going to be something you'll see a lot on defend teams. Like almost everyone running an Immortal so they have the immune to everything. Maybe even running a second troop that has those immunes just to not have to deal with it. Maybe some things with Impervious, so you have to run Curse, Stun. He's Impervious and that one Indestructible trait are going to be really good defensively next Guild War. Since they're the biggest things that counter Grey King and make him pretty useless. Or, you know, not useless, but a lot less powerful than he otherwise would be. But worst comes to worst, not counting any secondary effects, just mana draining a bunch of mana into Grey King plus Crimson Bat is enough to win. They're both true damage that hits all enemies. And Grey King does it in a way that bypasses Submerge. Crimson Bat doesn't because it does a standard hit all enemies. But the way that Grey King hits, it's hitting each individual enemy. So even if they're using like 4 times Brown, but they're all Submerged, it'll still hit all of them, all 4 of them. Since it's hitting on an individual basis, even if it's hitting all 4. Unlike Crimson Bat that is hitting all simultaneously, which would get hard countered by Submerge. Really? No alignment? I'm still going for it. Oh wait, wrong color! I thought it was blue to yellow or yellow to blue. Whoops, wrong color. It's brown to yellow. I'm not sure what trip I'm thinking of. I think it's the other Empower Dragon that does that, right? Is that what I'm thinking of? No. What trip am I thinking of as blue to yellow? Because this is brown to yellow and this is red to yellow. I just sworn one of them was blue to yellow. Oh, I think I might be thinking of Rabbit back when that was meta. Which hasn't been for a long while. I'm thinking of that one green-purple Rabbit. I think that one's blue to purple. I mean, blue to yellow, I mean. I think that's the troop I'm confusing it for. Which is kind of weird because it hasn't been used in a very long time. It hasn't been particularly meta in like 4 or 5 years. Though when it was like everywhere. Also, I just realized I didn't even bother to use Glacia. That Glacia on that team reminded me that I'm not even bothering to use Glacia. Mostly because this setup is just so strong, of course. But what was I just talking about? I was talking about Well, I already forgot what I was mentioning earlier. Wait, what was I just mentioning? I was about to go check something and I already forgot what it was. Oh, yeah, I was going to check the rabbit. I think it's like Lunar Bunny or something. Yeah, Moon Rabbit. Yeah, blue to yellow. That was the one I was confusing it for. This used to be used a lot back in the day. It's still okay. But, yeah, there's a lot of things that needed yellow that just synergized pretty well with. It kind of feels weird because looking at that troop now, it's honestly not anything crazy. But there was a point where it was on, like, every other team you ever saw at one point. There's quite a few troops that were like that. That were, like, really good at one point and haven't been changed since and somehow are, like, almost dead content now. The bunny's definitely in that category. Where, like, 1 in 2 teams, 1 in 3 teams would have that on it. But now you could easily go, like, 10 hours of PvP and see it, like, once. Hello, Purple Pixie! Hello, Daniel! Hello, who have I missed? Hello, Minnie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Use the talismans on purple and brown with double or triple Kafra with the Chrysathanax teams. Yeah, that would end up working out really well. They're just getting Chrysathanax up really quickly and just going for the quick kills. I'd like to do similar. They'll probably just on Central. I guess Central's kind of a more annoying. It'd be good to do it on Yellow this week. Maybe on one of the days where it's like doubled. The only problem is the talisman doesn't affect the doubling. Like whenever you have one of those blood area thingies, it doesn't end up giving the blood frenzy. The bonus of the talisman stacks with this, but it doesn't stack the extra percent. Like this is just a flat 50% that's added at the end. Like this doubling doesn't double the 50%. It only doubles the base value. So it's basically going from 50% to 150%. It's not doubling to 50%, it's just adding another 100% to it. So using it on Blood Frenzies actually doesn't do anything extra. It would still help you as far as like VP per hour. But you get the same VP from doing a Blood Frenzy with it as you would a normal one. As far as like how much value you're specifically getting from that talisman thingy. As it does not stack with the other thing. Well, you know, it's stacked, but it doesn't count it double. Like, it just counts as a static plus 100%. Because if it did, then it would definitely be worth it. Because then you would double that 50% and still get the double from the other thing. Going from like 150 to 300. But instead it goes from 150 to a 250 effectively. Also, what have we not done yet? We haven't done... Okay, so both of these are basically just bottlenecked at this point. With 3 weeks left, we've basically finished every PvP objective. So I've actually been on them quite decently this season then. I haven't been slacking for once. But, yeah, the only 2 things we haven't done is get, like, XVP. I forget how much this is. I think it's 150,000 for this rank. And then the other one is just get good RNG and actually upgrade this guy. Or buy the season pass with money, which we're not doing. What do we have here? Is this just the talisman? Oh, yeah, this is where we get all those talismans from. I was wondering where all those random talismans were from. It's from all the free rewards and the one time we did the paid reward here. Maybe I get some more copies of them on the next day. Oh, no, never mind. That's not on the free side. There's the free side one. Anyways, we'll get them when we get them. I still need to do 3 central battles so we can go get the Valhawks. But beyond that, I think that's the only thing we need to wrap up for PvP. Then the only other thing we would really need to do is Underspire then. And then after Underspire, we'll go for probably the rest of our Vault keys. So we're good to go for Vault Weekend in 2 weeks. Just so we don't have to go out of our way for it. He's at level 1,100? Nice. Yeah, it can take a while to get all mythics. It's probably one of the biggest bottlenecks in the game these days. It's a very long grind to all mythics starting from nothing. But it's definitely doable with how the key systems work and everything. The biggest issue is the final like 10 to 20% of mythics. Like the first 50%, first 70% aren't that bad. But the last like 20-ish% is where it starts to go really slow. So I already lost count. I think this is the 3rd battle and we're good to go then. Is that all of them? We should be good to go. Perfect. All right, PvP completed. Nothing else we need to do here. Need to deliberately try to stay at the bottom so that we can derank. Otherwise, we might have to go crazy on Diamond rank next week during Guild War. We'll see. What else do we need here? Underspire, we did that, we did that. Oh yeah, it's basically just Underspire and Volkies then. Excuse me. Alright, oh no, are we gonna go really deep in Underspire this week? I'm honestly considering free battles only. I am really considering free battle route. Because our options for Underspire are not that great. Not to mention, Taurus just goes the entire time. You could just run a Taurus build the whole time and be fine. So I'm considering just running this. Taurus, Hero, double King Stormguard for those yellows that it creates. Get this thing to full mana, ideally off a yellow turn 1. With that being said, you know what I should actually do here? I should go yellow, yellow red or yellow green. I'll go probably yellow red. Let's see, what's the color for it? Mine's purple, perfect. Okay, yeah, we'll go yellow red here. But yeah, I think we're, oh wait, I forgot to copy paste with the new banner though. Let me go grab it. But yeah, I think we're just gonna go with this team then. And just go and one-shot the first 2 battles with this, or, you know, the first 2 floors. And then that's it. Because they start going a lot slower after that because he doesn't one-shot anymore. And his damage just doesn't really keep up that well with the game mode. Yeah, get our value from our army of King Storm Guards that we got during that one event week. I think we ended up getting him from Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest back when he was the weekly mythic. Kind of like how the rock guy is now. Your girlfriend has good luck with RNG. Nice. You don't have any luck with mythics. Well, you'll definitely get them in time. There's also quite a few mechanics in the game that give you guarantee mythics. Most notably diamonds. Which you could just do to get any mythic that you want in the entire game. Which one thing that's kind of nice. It's kind of like Dust System in some other card games. Or after you get enough of them, you can pretty much just craft whatever you want. But unlike some things like Hearthstone and such, they never get, like, useless. Like, any mythic you get is pretty much always useful. Unless they power creep something that's slightly stronger than it at some point. Like, this thing from, like, 5 years back, 6 years back is still the same power that it was back then. Even more so, because for whatever reason, they haven't actually added a new AoE option to this kingdom yet. It is still, to this day, the only thing in this whole kingdom that hits all enemies simultaneously. Which is kind of crazy. That's gone that long without a second option. It might be one of the only kingdoms in the entire game that's actually like that. But it gives him surprisingly good value because of that. Despite him being otherwise a pretty bad mythic. Oh, double same level. I'm gonna go the single path because it's just slightly more likely it'll dead end where we need it to be. Where's all the mana I need? Seems strange. Oh yeah, this event has very few options. The Journey event is very, very lackluster as far as what you can run. But luckily, there's some pretty good low-rarity options. The main ones being Soothsayer, which is a really good Empower. As well as the new guy for Glory is not that bad as a buff troop to go feed whatever your best option is. If you need a good weapon, Doomed Spade is a really solid one. If you're not using your diamonds for something else this week. And it's used outside this week as well. But it's really good for the current Underspire event. Unfortunately... Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, no, never mind. You can use it for both. No, you can... Yeah, you can use it for both. What am I saying? I only showed it for the one, but you can use it for both the Underspire and the Journey event. The Doomed Spade thingy. I just forgot to show one for the other one. I did for the other game mode, though. But, yeah, Doom Spades and Soulforge this week. And it's a really solid weapon for damage if you're lacking everything else. Because your whole team has to be brown anyways for this game mode. But it deals a bunch of damage to the first 2 enemies, plus 2 per temporary level. So if you fully max it out, that's an extra 20 damage. And you can just use orbs on that. Ideally, a major orb of the thing if you have. And then it creates 2 brown gems for each brown ally, which in this case is a bare minimum of 10, assuming nothing's dead on the team. As well as an extra 2 for every brown on the enemy team, so even more than 10. And if the enemy has a Doom, which is not going to happen, also gains a random status effect. But you also get all the other effects here, Like, actually, I forget what they were. I think it's stun the first enemy and some mana drain to brown enemies. Yeah, you get stun the first and, whatever the other one was. Yeah, drain 2 mana from all brown enemies. Which can be helpful. Like in this case, we would get 14 gem spam every single time if we were to do it in this battle. I just didn't go this route because Catcher's the Ball offsets our damage. But if you don't have options like that, the Doom Spade's a pretty good utility weapon for that. Alright, we did all that. I think the only thing left then is, what, Volky spam? Oh yeah, let me go hand out a code as well. I haven't had a code yet. I just realized I haven't gotten October codes yet. I need to go see if we get a nice Halloween one to go hand out. Well, where's my code section at? Codes. Where are you, code? Also, why is my code page lagging? It's literally just a text document. How are you lagging? Where do you guys go? Enjoy. Use gemsofwar.com if the need for the game code section. Alright, what do we need here? We still need to get 34 more of those. I'm pretty sure vault keys count, so we're going to get that just from opening our vault keys here since we have 41. So it'll work out perfectly. You know what? Let's see if we use a 15-minute booster thingy. Might as well. These battles go pretty quick. Alright, I should already be on the right team. Let's go take them all out. And if we still have some time, I guess we'll do some quick kill explore or something. Then we're good to go. Alright, what else do we need here? Explode everything. Boom, boom, boom. Oh no, they still have that glitch. No! Where it knocks you out of that menu. I'm surprised they still haven't fixed that yet. Or spam clicking at the wrong spot on that page brings you all the way back to main page. Ever since they revamped that menu, it's been like that. Ooh, Major Orb already? Ah, disappointment though. Honestly, Major Purple's not bad. I'm just at the point in the game where I just don't really need it. But Major Purple is pretty good value. It's like 75 gem keys effectively. Really good for getting Rot if you don't already have them. Heart of Rage. Wait, is that the one for... No, that's for Enraged Carandera. I was going to say, isn't that the one for Wand of Stars? But no, that's the Lover's card. Heart of Rage is for Enraged Carandera. I know it was used for thingy. It's for a different thingy, though. Oh, you picked up Doom Spade? Nice. Yeah, Doom Spade's really good for both events this week. Literally just running like 2 to 3 Soothsayers with that is already good to go. And obviously in the Journey event, you have to run the Journey Troop. But for both game modes, just running like 2 Soothsayers and a Doom Spade in first slot with like 1 other Brown Troop on your team is pretty much all you need to run both events down. Like Doom Spade, the Journey Troop, and like 2 Soothsayers behind it. Or if you want full team bonus, replace 1 Soothsayer with the current Brown-Blue Journey Troop. I mean, Glory Troop, I mean. Which I'm pretty sure is the team I showed for low rarity team, didn't I? For the copy paste on the weekly video, I think it is. There's something pretty similar to that. Where is it? Yeah, that's the same team I showed. The Doom Spade, Shaman, the Glory Guy, the one you get from the current Journey event, and Soothsayer. This can be ran for both Underspire and for Journey event as the low rarity budget team. Though under Journey event, you would want to put your Hornbreaker further up. I had it this way on this team just so we could feed Doom Spade a little bit better. But you can run it either or. It's just more important for him to be further up in Journey event because he has double magic. But in Underspire, he doesn't have double magic. Oh gosh, the use to Cedric's. It's beginning again. Oh no! Right, come on, at least one lucky drop tonight. We got 28 more keys. We got to get at least one good thing from that. Can you redeem codes on PlayStation? Oh, unfortunately, they only work on PC Mobile. There's something they've never been able to sort with the console versions yet. There's some kind of policy thing on the other platforms that kind of made it not possible to do in the past. But one other weird one with that is, I'm not sure if it's still like that, but I believe PlayStation, for a lot of offers that would otherwise have gems with a bunch of other stuff, I think most of their offers are literally like just gem keys instead of the gems. Because they had some kind of policy where you couldn't like do the premium currency with it. Speaking of which, 126 gems, nice. Though most of those offers aren't really that worth it ever. Very few are. The only ones I've really been doing as far as any money in the game is the standard season pass for 10 bucks. Just because it's just really solid value, basically a buck a week for the thing. But everything that it gives, this was so we could show the mythic whenever it comes around. That and sometimes the PvP thing are the only two things I go for. Not the $15 one, but the Guild War one. It kind of gives new life to a troop that otherwise wasn't as good, or kind of makes them useful again. Like Crimson Bat is the next one for next Guild War. Turns Crimson Bat from being a kind of dead content true damage option to a slightly less dead content true damage option. It's still worse than obviously Tesla, and is competing for the same coloration. But having a 2 lower mana cost and a little bit of extra bleed effect on it is kind of nice. Because one thing that Crimson Bat has that Tesla doesn't is really good skull damage, particularly against Divine. It has 2 times skull damage against everything that has any amount of damage on it. And given that he has 4 times true damage and 4 times bleed, that is really consistent that he'll be able to get to 2 times skull damage. But on top of that, he has 2 times to Divines as well. So you can kind of use him as a Divine counter. Even though his ability doesn't get to do any extra against Divines, he is effectively 4 times skull damage against Divines. Which is a pretty sizable amount. Albeit with no Impervious or anything to go with it. But how much Wand of Stars is ran these days, I guess is not as big of an issue. We need Gnome Kingdom? Oh gosh. They were considering a Vault Kingdom or something similar in the past. Same as Apocalypse. And like a few of those other ones, but it never ended up doing it. So many major orbs, and all we keep getting are purples, which I guess is not the worst thing in the world. There are better rolls, but honestly, if we just got only purples from them ever, that wouldn't be awful. The final trait would have to be 30% chance to run away for the class. That'd be funny. Oh, tribute's ready. So apparently we got 7 minutes left on the booster. Which should be enough time, right? Oh yeah, plenty enough. We have 13 keys left. Probably enough time to get some Explore in there as well. Good excuse to go do some Explore 12. Which we've definitely been slacking on in recent years. Been trying to catch up. We're still basically in debt for tokens. Because if I go get like the next 4 to 6 kingdom upgrades, we do not have enough tokens to go upgrade even like 2 of them. Let alone 6. Luckily, I do have a lot of bronze, silver, and gold glory orbs from all the daily or, you know, weekly Underspire, I mean. So that can kind of get us the high rarity stuff, but we still need the tokens for the low rarity stuff. Because I'm not using that on anything less than a legend. Mythics and legends are fine, but I can't use it on anything less than that. Otherwise, we're kind of wasting a lot of their value compared to just grinding Explore 12. Oh, come on, get out of the menu. Oh, so are we not going to get anything good from Vault Key? I mean, yeah, Vault Key tonight? I don't think we are. We're down to final 10 keys, now down to 9. Let's find out. We got a Vault Weekend in 2 weeks to go get some more. I was kind of hoping we'd get at least one thing from this batch, though. The only things we're really looking for are, like, major orbs. There's, like, a 10% chance whenever we get a major orb that we get something we need. Or I guess a 2% off a small orb. Because we're only really looking for silver and gold glory. Either of the pet orbs, the small or the big one. Ideally big, of course. I guess technically power orb. And that's pretty much it. That comes out to 10% on major orb and 2% on smaller. As far as all the ones we really want to see from them. Though major purple is still not bad. It's almost like our 7th or 8th major purple tonight. We pretty much refunded everything we spent for the mythic already. I mean, not completely, but it's basically 75 gem keys every time we get one of those. Also, my purple orb stacks are so big these days. I think I only used a few ever just to show them for a video one day back when the mechanic came out, just to kind of explain how it works. And I have not used a single one since. I have like 7 years of orbs, or however long that mechanic's been out. We have such an absurd purple orb stack, as I've almost never used a single one ever. Like, the amount of mythics we can get, I think, is like 4 to 5 years at this point. Like, if we got oh, nice! We got the 300 gem drop. That's the other really good one we wanted. Very solid. But yeah, we have enough purple orbs now that I believe if we didn't get any resources for 5 years, we can get every mythic in the game for the next 5 years. Just off of purple orbs, we have that much excess. It's crazy. That final key here. Yeah, I'm gonna check what the numbers are real quick. I know it's something absurd. Just for good luck, let's throw one epic Vault Key. How many are we at? We're at, oh nice, 69, 1609. You know what, let's go run 9. Let's get it down to 1,600. Let's get to a nice clean number and keep it there so when the next Vault Weekend happens, we'll be able to tell how many we got. So go into next Vault Weekend with 1,600. Okay, we got absolutely nothing, which is pretty much expected from these keys. We haven't gotten something good from these in a very, very long time. I really wish the Cursed Gnome would be like anything else. Or the Daemon Gnome, I mean. I wish there was a chance just to be like a random gnome or a high tier gnome or anything better than this. Alright, 3 orbs, all nothing. Come on, show me the double major orb. Or does it do triple? I don't remember. Pretty sure it's only double. Hey, we just got the gold drop. Nothing too big there. Well, that's like 15 minutes worth of gold, so it's not that bad. There's so many better things in its drop table. Though there's also a lot of things here. Oh, there it is! We got it! Nice! Wow, I think it's actually the first time I've gotten in this new screen. There it is. The 900 gem drop. That is so big. Yeah, we haven't gotten this in a very long time. I believe it's about a 1% chance from an epic Vault Key, somewhere around there. We've gotten it a couple of times, but it's been a long while since we've seen one. But yeah, this is the biggest gem drop you can ever get in the game for free. Because now that you can't get a big one from being in a high guild anymore, because how the new guild war system works. So this is quite literally the highest gem drop you can ever see without spending any money on the game. Which is really good. 900 gems. That is a very, very solid number. But yeah, I believe it's around 1% off the epic Vault Key. Somewhere around there. Unfortunately, the exact odds for everything is not listed in the game anywheres. Or even externally. Someone data mined it a while back. Is that max? Yes, that is the max you can get. Well, not counting getting the a 24 drop from the other two. But yeah, that's the max Cedric can drop in an epic Vault Key. Technically, you could get a 948 if both of these gnomes dropped to 24. Or, you know, a 20 that's boosted by that 20%. But yeah, it's the max drop you can get specifically from Cedric. Oh yeah, it is just double orb, that's what I thought. Did we get anything though? Okay, 2 okay orbs if nothing else. It's still not the one we want to see though. But I can't really complain after a 900 gem drop. But yeah, that's the highest Cedric can do. But the theoretical highest is a 948. How many keys do we have left? We're running low. Alright, the final key. Though can't complain after 900 gems, so we're already good even if we get nothing here. Alright, we can still get a pet orb here. Nah, purple orb though. But there we go. Nice solid 1,600. Oh, we used the whole booster up in that time too. And apparently degraded performance lately. Alright, nothing else we need there. Is that everything then? Campaign. I guess we could get 34 more. Also, thank you, Chad, for the $5 tip. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. I guess we can go clear this out real quick. Let me just do, what's the quickest way to get that down? I guess technically mid-level explore. It's not too big a deal if we do all of that right now. I just realized Volkeys don't count towards that contribution. I thought they did. I always thought they counted stars towards that. Apparently not. Alright, let's go to like Wild Plains or something. We'll do a little bit here. Oh, that's not. Oh yeah! Wait, I can't do Wild Plains. Oh, that's funny. Because it's currently a Wild Plains event week. It's replaced with Underspire. I completely forgot about that. Oh no, where would I go instead? Well, now I kind of don't want to do Explore 12 then. I can't do our Wild Plains location. Oh, that's hilarious. I forgot about that because it's replaced with Underspire and we're just doing bare minimum Underspire, of course. Yeah, we're nearly level 2,000. I'm going to probably try to hit it by the 11-year anniversary of the game. 11-year anniversary is on the technically 23rd. So they're celebrating it from the 10th to the 17th. Or technically 16th. So sometime between this date and the actual anniversary of, I believe, the 23rd. Which we could easily do because that's Vault Weekend. So yeah, by the end of, not next Vault Weekend, but the Vault Weekend after that Vault Weekend, we need to make sure we have level 2,000. So that we can have it by the 11-year anniversary of the game then. Even though they're celebrating it that week, the actual day is the 23rd. So whatever we don't have done, we can just power grind on the Vault Weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we can't leave that weekend without level 2,000. Though we might even get it before then. We're only like 3 levels away at this point. We got like, what, a little over a month at that point. Like a month and a half. But anyways, guys, I think we're going to be ending it there for now. We will be back next week. Same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't think there's anything else we really need to cover throughout the week. Obviously, we're getting the new Deep Delve thingy this weekend. It's going to be bringing in the first 6 journey troop. Not journey. Too many words. The first 6 faction troop. And what I mean by that is the first faction that is getting its 6th troop. Currently, every faction has this Deep Delve variant and 5 troops. But now they are starting the 6 for every single location. With this one being the 6. Unfortunately, it is ultra rare and not legendary. So that means we're not going to be getting some cool traits on them and stuff like that. But hopefully it'll actually be useful and help kind of put together a lot of the builds that aren't already good. Luckily, this place is already pretty good, all seeing eye. From day 1, it's already been good. But hopefully now that every single place is getting its 6th troop, there'll be a pretty coherent 4 team that you can run for any location. Because it's still kind of crazy that even with 5, some of them don't really have a coherent 4. So hopefully whatever this troop is that's being added to all the locations over the next, like, what, year or 2, whatever, will end up being actually kind of solid then. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everyone, and thanks for watching.